Yo, it's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building. I'll be breaking down Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. Really good fight in the flyweight division. I know I probably would have said I was going to release this early in the morning. But yeah, it is what it is. You get a little later. But I was just super tired today. Yeah, that's why I didn't release it as early as I should have. But you can't blame the young kid. You can't blame the young kid for doing his thing. But let me search up the rankings where these guys are ranked. They're top 5 for sure, I think. Maybe Brandon Royval is number 6, but I know Pantoja's number 3 and Royval is number 6, like I thought. So that's pretty dope. In terms of records, Pantoja comes in the record of 23-5. He is fighting out of Florida, American top team guy, age 31, height of 5'5", and a reach of 68. Royval, 12-5, fighting out of Colorado, age 29, height of 5'9", and a reach of 70.5. So it's kind of crazy that he's a lot taller, but he doesn't have a crazy reach advantage. But it is there, and it is interesting the way he does fight if you do watch him fight. But I love the fight here. It's a really good fight. But yeah, it is what it is. In terms of the matchups, I think Royval, in terms of the height and the reach, obviously, yeah, Pantoja's at a disadvantage. Royval can use his length, and he can use it that way. But honestly, I can see Pantoja countering him and having better technique, because I do think Royval kind of lacks in the technical area. But if we look at their last fights and notable wins, if we look at a guy like Royval, I mean, he's had a bit of a come-up, man. Very short come-up. I'll give him his credit where, credit is due. He did prove me wrong. I did pick against him a few times. I picked Tim Elliott to beat him. I picked Kai France to beat him, and he beat those guys in spectacular fashion. Both choked them out in the second round. The Tim Elliott fight was a really good fight. I thought Tim was dominating. Well, not dominating. I thought he was doing good until he got tired. And then Kai France, that was insanity. Those guys were going at it like it was nothing. It's crazy. Oh, he was supposed to fight Jerome Rivera? That is wild. A canceled bout against Jerome Rivera. What? They were going to have Brandon Royval fight Jerome. I'm just seeing this on Tapology. What? He was going to fight Jerome Rivera. Yo. They was really... oh, my God. They were trying to get that boy Jerome Rivera killed. They were trying to get that dude killed. They were trying to get that dude killed. But, I guess besides the Jerome Rivera fight, or the canceled bout, he did have that fight with Kai France, which was crazy. They were going to war. I give him credit for that. That was, he proved me wrong there. He just was really good in a lot of areas, just super tough, and he's very comfortable. I'll give him that. Like, I remember Luke Rockhold was talking about when he fights Chris Weidman, the difference between him and Weidman is that he's going to be comfortable everywhere. And I'm not going to say this kid's as good as Rockhold or anything, but he reminds me of that kind of style, that he's very comfortable wherever the fight goes. He can be on his back. He can be on top. He could be, he could use his range and going backwards, or he could go forward and push, put pressure on. He doesn't seem worried wherever the fight goes, He doesn't seem he just seems like he's in the fight. And that's what I seen in the Kai France. He got dropped, and then he hits a spinning back elbow and drops Kai France. Like, it's craziness, right? It's just a lot of nonsense, but a lot of bad things. But even though, a lot of those bad things that he brought, with bad things, it brings chaos, right? And he's able to kind of almost live in the chaos, right? So, and kind of like thrive. But stuff like that's going to catch up to you. You can't just keep doing stuff like that for your whole... You can do it for a little bit, right? Like, that's what they say. You can steal from Target or Safeway for as much as you want, but eventually they're going to catch your ass, and then the cops are going to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Right? But exactly, you can do that for a minute, but you can't get away with it forever. And eventually it caught up to him. Now, obviously, he can tell himself, oh, I got injured against Brandon Moreno. My shoulder popped. He can say that. But Moreno, I think the shoulder saved him. Moreno was out there dumping him, taking his back, doing whatever he wanted to this kid. I thought he was about to ragdoll this kid, right? I think he lucked out getting finished that way, because he could have got dominated for 3 straight rounds. So I'll give him that. You can tell yourself that it wasn't a real loss or whatever, and that's what I hear from some Royval fans, but it is what it is. Now, obviously, he's gonna fight Pantoja, which is, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Now, Pantoja, he is not no Brandon Moreno. He actually is the biological father of Brandon Moreno. I just play it. I'll play it. Pantoja's good, man. He is a good fighter. He does have some losses. Some guys he shouldn't have lost to. It is what it is. He does have wins over Brandon Moreno and Kai Kara-France on tough. Now, obviously, those are exhibition bouts, so they don't really count on your record. So, yeah, it is what it is. But he has those wins. He has a loss to Dustin Ortiz, which kind of is not the greatest thing in the world. But he ran it back with Brandon Moreno, beat him, dominated him, lit him up. I mean, that was bad. Then he beat the shit out of Wilson Reyes. I was shocked. I was in literal shock when he did that. Then he had that really competitive scrap with Deiveson Figueiredo. Now, Deiveson Figueiredo did beat the shit out of him. He did. I'm not going to deny that. He got his ass beat in that fight. So that is, in my humble opinion, a fact. But it is what it is. Then had that crazy knockout victory over Matt Schnell. Schnell's a decent fighter. He's not like a top 5 flyweight, but he can win fights. Then he fights Askarov, which was a very close fight, but he did a lot of bad things in that fight, and he did himself a lot of disservices. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't even think first. Disservices in that fight, by pulling guard and and doing stuff like that, and letting Askarov get on top and stuff like that. But it was close. He hurt him too, which was really, really good. And then he fought Manel Kape, and I thought he had a phenomenal performance. Kape, former Rising champion. Now, Kape is 1-2 in the UFC right now, but I think Kape's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. He won his last fight by a flying knee, and I thought he won that other fight against the Nikolai guy, but it was very, very close, though. You have to understand, it was a very close fight, so I wasn't pissed when they gave it to the other guy. But I thought Kape won it. And with Pantoja, I think that was a really, really good bounce back fight for him. He kind of showed a lot of people, where he's at and stuff like that. And, the body kicks, everything, the leg kicks. His Muay Thai looked phenomenal. I think this is going to be a really, really big fight for him. And the way they match up, I mean, it's going to be interesting, because there are holes in Pantoja's game that I can see Royval kind of, taking advantage of. They call him Raw Dog for a reason. He's a good wrestler, I'll give him that, and he has good grappling. And I think Pantoja, if he has some fight IQ, he won't play jiu-jitsu with this kid. He'll keep it on the feet and light him up. And he can do that with leg kicks, with body kicks. Going to the body will be a lot. This kid likes to move his head around. He does a lot of weird things with his head, but his body never moves, And that's the thing a lot of these short guys got to deal with, was sometimes you got to abandon the head. If this guy's going to be dumb and move his head, goddamn every fucking angle he wants to move it. Sorry for all the background noise. But like I said, if he wants to move his head in every other fucking angle, go hit his body. His body ain't moving like that. So, yeah, I think that's how Pantoja's going to have to utilize the win. And, not playing jiu-jitsu with this kid, not playing grappling with this kid, just, keeping this on the feet, because I feel like he is the more technical striker. He can hold his own on the ground too, don't get it twisted, but I just feel like in terms of how he wants to win this fight, I think he has to light this kid up. He could take him down and maintain top position. Brandon Moreno was able to. I don't know if he's able to do it. He is good. He's good on the ground. But I don't know. This kid's just weird. You don't want to. That's the thing. He's just a weirdo. And you don't want to take chances there. For Royval, again, he's a weirdo. So obviously he should use that to his advantage. He does a lot of things where it's hard to kind of train for that. It's hard to expect that. So you almost have to be on your toes when you're dealing with a dummy like that. Like I know I'm probably dissing the kid a lot, but But it's facts though, and it's no disrespect because he's good. He's a good fighter. He's a top 10 flyweight. He's potentially a top 5 guy, you know. So and if he wins this, he's number 3 in the world. So I'm the guy on the internet calling him a dummy, but he's number 3 in the world. He's the 3rd best flyweight in the world, you know. So no disrespect to the kid. I hope he doesn't take it too hard. Because I got guys like Royval and Stotts, man. Royval and Stotts gave it to me in the YouTube comments. If you've seen, go check out my Magomedov video with him, and I broke it down. Stotts out here throwing emojis in the comments, so it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I Royval, I'm not a big fan. I'm just not. Nothing against the kid, but he has ways to win. He's very weird. His striking is very weird. I think his Factory X Muay Thai, they're good. They're a good team. So I think there's a lot of things he can do to win this fight. Actually, I really do. And he's kind of almost using his wildness to his advantage. But I think Pantoja, he should win this. He should win this wherever the fight goes. But hey, you never know. Royval has a chance. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. All those links will be down below in the description box. Love you and goodbye.